Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Blue Samurai Zero. I'm going to review, let's see what we got. Neotheric by Michael Gonzalez, Andre Portilla, and Dave Mims. All right, so anyway, welcome back to the channel. And this is all still practice. I am doing technical stuff, but you can see on your screen a Twitter account for Rainy Road's, I almost said records, Rainy Road Comics, and they're the ones who put out Neotheric. Let's see, so we've got that right down there. This is a book you can get by sending them $20. It is a graphic novel for 96 pages. It's a little bit less than that in story, of course. There's always like a gallery at the back, and Dave Mims did help out with the artwork. So, all right, switch windows. I got to try and be conscientious if anyone shows up for chat, but this is all just practice for me. So there we are. And so who's Dave Mims? All right, if you've probably heard of Alterna Comics. If you're in Comicsgate, this is the way they do the trade paperbacks is just a hair smaller than standard. But Dave Mims was the artist on Scrimshaw, and that was a pretty good read. He does have a very sharp style, I'll say. Got to get that camera angle right for you all. Not too much belly cam, but maybe that'll do it. There we go. So if you read Scrimshaw, you've seen Dave Mims' work before. Now, Neotheric apparently, if I've read the credits correctly, was a web comic that they decided to finally just put out as a trade paperback, and this took years to put together. So Mims started the webcomic, and it's thoroughly enjoyable as a comedy. So I started reading it not as a comedy, and then I realized that if I think of it as a comedy, because it is one, that'll make it more fun. It does. It really works. So, but at some point, Mims stopped helping out, working for the team, and then who else came up? Get this correct. I don't want to miscredit anybody. Andre Portilla took over, and so there's a stylistic change in the middle of the book. I hope that's not too loud. Oops. Yeah, there we are. So we got a stylistic change in the middle of the book. Not a big deal. The character design does change a bit. Threw me off on the little kid who's involved in the story. So let's get into the story. The story starts hundreds or 65 million years ago, and this spaceship lands with Tweedledum and Tweedledee in it. That's my nicknames for them, and that's all the way back here. That's what we see, and so they are pretty antagonistic towards each other, like worse than sibling rivalry. And then we see all these dinosaurs as they're talking. We jump ahead to modern day, and the first thing we see is some dude on a park bench reading a book or in his phone or whatever, and he sees what's coming out of the sky. He panics. He doesn't know what to do. There are people all around. And apparently he doesn't know how to get his butt off the park bench in order not to get just killed. So for people who are here for the event, one of them is a mailman, still in his male uniform shorts for the rest of the book. I'm not kidding. The dead man's son, people standing around, and what comes out of this UFO, they're going to investigate. And of course, it's dinosaurs. So these dinosaurs actually do talk, and their job apparently is they are sent by God, who uses Tweedledum and Tweedledee to do his bidding. There's a few dirty, unnecessary jokes in there about that, but to go after different planets, there we go, and sort of thin the life on different planets. I'm looking for a particular page now. So the dinosaurs here, they need a ride, just because why walk? Here we go. At some point, because things are going wrong, here's God. One joke God's pissed. That's what it is. Now I don't, because this is fiction, I don't really know if I should be looking at this as blasphemous or mocking God. He's just a character in a book about dinosaurs chewing people up on Earth. So what is kind of funny is just how he orders these two bumbling ones around. Notice they're not that small. So, but he lives on his little island. The big joke I like about God in here is that there are a few scenes where people say, "Oh God," and then they cut to him on his, sitting on his little tree thing, and he's like, "What? What do you want?" So they did that just a couple times. It's not overdone. Anyway, it's a kind of a ripping little adventure from there on out. It is intended to be funny. There's a lot of death. There's a little bit of heroism in that our T-Rex essentially fights Satan. So this is a recommended book. It's really cool. But you get it by look on Twitter, and find them. I'm going to show this first. Hope it's not too shiny. Mine came with 5 cards and a business card. You always get a business card and a sticker. I think that's an accident, or they were just happy I was buying a book. They sent me a sticker. I don't know if that's standard. So we got 5 cards for the 4 major characters in the cover image. That's really cool. I'm a sucker for trading cards, and so reflective stuff like this is just great. So there's that. And to get this, I got to switch my windows back now. Let's see. Yeah, you contact Rainy Road Records, Rainy Road Comics. They do have a website, but the real way to get a hold of them seemed to be that contact them over Twitter. And yeah, this is their account on Twitter. So message them on Twitter, and you can shoot them a PayPal payment, and they'll mail you a book. So nice and simple. It's enjoyable, and I think worth it. So now that we're on my shared screen, we can move a little bit. Actually, before I get there, so moving to the next topic, we're going to go over some. I want to go over real briefly each one some what do you call them, campaigns. So we got something new, something ending, a few things that are in demand, something to avoid, but before I get to the one that I would say, like, well, it's not really to avoid, it's just not for me. There is discussion of where is Comicsgate going to go. So in that discussion, let's flip back to the camera. People have brought up the European model. Now, the European model it starts to sound a little bit like what maybe Bigfoot Bill was, a big, really, beautiful piece or book that's done. If you can see that there, I lost count, but this is at least 160 pages. So that, all right, if I move the camera, which way do I have to go? There we go. Yeah, so that's at least 160 pages right there. But and Bigfoot Bill was 96 pages of story. I think there were a few extra pages. And then this came with an extra book here. I'm not doing that right for you. So that's more the European model, is to put something out like this, once a year or twice a year, depending on the person and the size and whatnot. Where the Bigfoot Bill book, actually, it's really similar, but in ways it falls a little bit short of doing the European model. And I just realized that comparison last night. So if Comicsgate shifts closer to the European model, where let's say three 48-page books come out a year under a particular title, or from a particular creator, that might be where it's going. They don't have to be hardcover like this, but that's just one direction I've heard. So please, by all means, comment, talk to each other about what might be the best business model for Comicsgate that you can actually support and enjoy books with. But I wanted to show this off as this is 1 year, and it's 2 big books. I think this is 1 year. I also show this off a little bit. I need to finish reading them. This book actually is all pictures, so it's story with no words, but it's a supplement. It's a spin-off to this book, and this book has a campaign going for number 2. So I got to figure out if I want to get number 2 or not. So it's my need to read immediately pile is getting really huge. The immediately thing is the factor. So here we are. All right, coming back to my shared browser here. What do we got? All right, turn off my camera. You know what? I'm going to do a quick check. Yeah, all right. My voice is showing up there. Good. Come back here. So we looked at that. We looked at, where's my mouse? Rainy Road Records. This just opened. So we got a new campaign up. It looks interesting. I'm going to start with the negative, just get the negative out of the way. This is Deathshroud. All right, so I re-examined this one. I promoted it the other day, but I'm not so sure about it. And in fact, I don't think I can back it myself. So the other day, it did not have this cover on it, I think, just off the top of my head. I believe this was recently added. That'd be the Brett Booth cover right there. But we looked at the what's going on here, and I said, oh, hey, there's really no description up here for the story. No synopsis, I should say. Deathshroud is an action-packed anti-hero adventure for fans of other books. Alrighty, gonna scroll down and get some water. There's your synopsis way down here. Now we all say, hey, we love to see artwork first, but this, you got to give me something in the story to make me want to read it right here, just not 4 scrolls long of text before we get to art. There's a balancing point there. So artwork way up here is really good to have, but I do need a little more hook into the story there as well, so I can kind of have it, just like one little scroll all on one screen. That's a better way to put something together. That aside, flipping down here, don't mean to make you nauseated. So we ensure to deliver a 22-page AAA product. Comicsgate has been criticized for selling $25 floppies, and that's not what Comicsgate is. Comicsgate is trying to put out premium materials, and the standard seems to have settled down on a 48 or more page $25 book, full color. So, and that I want to change the verbiage on that a little bit as it's been discussed. It should be 20 or 48 or more pages of story, not 48 including the extras, colored for $25. So if it's in black and white or grayscale, price goes down because you're not working with a colorist. If it's smaller than that, price goes down. If it's both of those, price goes way down, which I've seen before. $12 floppy, a floppy being 20 to 24 pages. This is a 22-page book, and I know that who are they? Kane and White. Wait, I don't want to mix up my names. Is it Kane and White? Excuse me. Okay, Kyle Holtz is the colorist, and he did a cover, so that's really cool. They changed up some of the perks as well, I think. But was this? You know what? It was right down here. Yes, Kane and White. Okay, so Kane and White is a high quality artist. Kyle Holtz is a high quality artist. So these guys do deserve a bigger paycheck. That's going to affect price. And I mean, look at it. This is great. Great stuff. Good job. The story synopsis is below. For covers, I happen to be most intrigued by Kyle's right there. And they added Booth's cover, which is right down here. So, but my sense in this is that somebody got the wrong message on what Comicsgate was really supporting. Now, I don't know this to be a Comicsgate book. This is just a crowdfund book that's out there, but they missed the memo on size versus price, that this is half of what it really, or less than half of what it needs to be for the current big crowdfunding audience, which is Comicsgate. So the next thing that it looked like to me was, because up top originally was the Ryan Stegman cover before they added this perk. And so it's like, okay, there's a name because he did, and here's his cover because he did Venom. I almost said Spawn, excuse me. I was thinking of Venom. He may have done Spawn. I haven't looked. I don't know. But so he's big for coming off of Venom right now with Donny Cates. And then we had Brett Booth, who isn't always nice to people. That's bad marketing. He's often, even though he and I probably align in terms of either politically or values. I forget which one. If he's conservative or not, I forget. But it reminds me of like church, where if people come against you, and people at church used to be like, oh, they hate us because we're Christian. It's like, no, you individually, in particular, fellow churchgoer, just happen to be a jerk. So Booth is actually noted for being kind of a jerk and then blocking people. That doesn't entice me. So putting his cover on here doesn't entice me to back the book. But even without that, as much as I really respect Kane and White, and I really like, and I mean, like, he does a great job. He's part of Comicsgate already. And Holtz, I also think, is just a wonderful artist in terms of the work he puts out. Don't know anything about him personally. This pricing is off for me, that I can't, I was really on the edge of it. I can't violate my own personal algorithm on how I bother to afford books. And then they threw Brett Booth on there, and I'm like, yeah, okay, we're good. I'm moving on. So there's that. Let's just close that tab. So there's some out loud thinking about Comicsgate. So we got a new book coming up, and here's why I did the other one first. It is only a 33-page one-shot, but they have chosen. Now remember, you can charge whatever you want. If on the tab I just closed, they want to charge more, that's up to them, obviously. But here's the standard cover or variant cover on The Last Goodbye by Embry, Brinley, and oh geez, I'm sorry, Magne, sorry, Magne, or is it Magne? So my apologies. But those are 15, and that's their choice. They chose to choose 15, hoping to sell enough books. And looking at their base goal, I checked this for the United States. It's going to be $5 shipping because I got a VPN to in the United States. And if they get 100 backers doing just the basic book, they're funded. That's it. So let's flip down. No, synopsis first. Let's see. Edgar. Oh, sorry, something popped up. Edgar is guessing his lifestyle and the choices he's made. He wants change. The only problem with change is it's attached to deadly consequences. All right, so we don't know what that means. Probably have to read the book to find out. Um, and this, I presume, is Edgar. Here's our variant cover. Got some deadly consequences. This is being put out by Forest Publishing. Alrighty, showing some interior pages. Definitely meets the standards for comics. Nothing wrong here. Effort in the coloring, splatter, things like that, motion. So you can get t-shirts. And here's our team. Richard Embry, art by Brian Brinley, not falling short in no area. Brian Afrell Magne is doing the colors, and of course, lettered by Eric Weathers. So edited by Dane Lamont, not to shortchange anybody. Mark Savona doing the variant on there, printed by Mixem. All right. So looking over this book, hey, I want to find out what this is about. Maybe I need a little bit more. I'm interested. 33-page one-shot noir redemption story with multiple perks to choose from. Little stickers, of course. So there you go. There's your price. These guys should be able to get funded in no time. I say I'm interested, so that's your recommend. And then we're going to just blast through. Don't worry, these are really short coming up. I'm just going to blast through a few here. I really do support 3 Nights, 4 Days. You can get comics, poster, and there's an art book. I'm going to click open comic here. And before payment, it says, do you want add-ons? Every perk has an add-on for a second copy, an art book, and a wall poster. But if you go for the wall poster, you pick one of the wall posters. And well, what if you want both? If you want both, here, close that. There we go. Back. Leave. Yes, I want to leave. Oh, God. The little thing where it's like you clicked on something we don't like, so we're spying on you. I hate when web browsers do that. Anyway, so you get, if you want both posters, all you do is come up here for comic and poster, and then add the other poster when you get in there. Now, if you do both posters, it does add an extra $10 to shipping. I poked around. So Battle Prayer, we'll look at that poster in a minute. That's the first poster. It doesn't continue to payment. Don't worry, I'm not logged in. You add second poster, just get the other one, and then you continue as normal. So I'll close that. Let's go back. And I want to show off this artwork because it's awesome. Yes, I want to leave the page. Okay. All right. Flipping down through a lot of artwork. If you're a fan of Micah, you've already heard about these pages. So good stuff. I want to show off this poster right here. It's a little small, so let's go. How do I do this? Control, scroll. Yeah. There we are. So there's his image. This, I've seen a few earlier versions of this where it's just, work in progress, unfinished. If there's going to be more added to it, I'm fine with that. But I think this looks really great already. I'm not saying stop. It just looks great already. So I like the smoke in here. They're down on some cobblestones. So this is a nice piece. The little churches in the background or something. There's that. So we got that guy going. And the other poster is cover art. And I really respect, open a new tab, Micah. So I want to show off his stuff. There we are. Oh, by the way, I've got links in the description for all these things. Hopefully I'm doing this shit right. Anyway, so good luck, Micah. Guys, let's see if we can get this to 20,000. We got a ways to go, but it'll get there. And I think it's 20,000, so don't trust me on the number there. But at some point, he hopes to get a variant cover with Vinny Tartamella if things all work out and the money gets there. So just a reminder, the Lucent still exists, as does Xenotype. Those are our favorites. Channel recommend. If you can, go check out Misfit Corner Comics. Pretty wholesome. They stream 3 times a week, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then he cuts up his streams into little videos down here, which is pretty cool. So if you just need somebody who's very chill and his friends make fun of him a lot, Misfit Corner Comics is great. Andrew's a great guy. And then moving on quickly, tonight is the closeout for T-Bird and Throttle #4. So this campaign is coming in with the issue 4 of the series. It's the finish of the series, and you can, so look it over, please. You can throw on a previous book, Dead at 17, the collected edition of T-Bird and Throttle instead of #4 or with #4. And I think, yeah, here's all 3 for $70 plus shipping. It's probably pretty heavy. So T-Bird collected, and oh no, wait, is that all 3? Oh, brain cramp. Poke around and see if what you can add in the add-ons, and let's see how he's doing. Earlier today, he had 392 when I started setting up. We just want to check before we go. All right, he's up to 396. Good for him. Good luck to him. So T-Bird and Throttle is a recommended read. A lot of fun, and this stream has gone on long enough. I don't want to bore you to death if you're still alive anyway. So everybody, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Have a good afternoon. And again, where's that button? Leave studio.